They told me to care.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I just got a box right here in the mail. As you see, the R1 is gone. You guys remember last video we sold it, but the guy is coming up here right now. But he's coming to pick up the battery charger and 2 spare keys for the bike. After he leaves, we're gonna open up this box, and I've got really exciting news about what's in that box regarding all of these bikes right here. Oh yeah, man. I was just thinking that whenever you were pulling up. I was like, dang.
Lord. Yeah, I rode it for probably an hour and a half when I got home last night.
Yeah.
I was a little nervous at first.
Yeah.
It is so smooth too.
Alrighty, well, he just left. I actually left my ticket that I got on the bike. If you guys saw a few days ago, I got a ticket for speeding on the interstate on the bike, and I actually left it under the seat. So he brought that to me, and I gave him the spare keys. Anyways, guys, now that he is gone, let's open up this box. I have been eagerly awaiting this box for probably 2.5 weeks now, and it's made to order, so it took him a while to actually get it to me, but I am so excited to check everything out in this box. And I know a lot of you guys have been waiting on this too, so let's check it out. Let's grab all of these components out of here real quick. Here we go. So this is a new shift lever. This is gonna be, actually I'm not gonna ruin the surprise. I'll just tell you in a second. Let's check out and see what's in here. Oh, there's a Sprocket. That's a mighty big Sprocket to go on a little Grom. I wonder what this is about, And here is a really important part. Let me go ahead and cut this open. And I'll check this out. I'm sure a lot of you guys are probably really confused at what this is, and a few of you know exactly what this is. So this right here is the new engine mounts for the Grom. So essentially, on the Grom, there is no lower mount for the engine down there. It's just the motor, and then I have a little lower fairing underneath it. And you notice on the CBR engine, there's a frame rail right here. Well, obviously, to take the CBR engine and put it into the Grom, you have to have that same frame rail. So these are the frame rail engine mount adapters that go underneath this Grom motor right here. You take the Grom motor out, and that allows to basically have the CBR 300F motor into the Grom. So essentially, these are all the pieces that I've been waiting on to get this swap out of the way. Let's go ahead and open up this thing here. This is a custom fabbed Grom header for the CBR 300 engine. Essentially, the motor in the 300 and the motor in the Grom are not the same. The exhaust is in 2 different places. So we've got a custom built header here that is going to allow to bolt up to the exhaust of the 300 motor and still come out at the original Grom location. There's a lot more exhaust coming out. You need bigger piping, and it also eliminates the cats, so that's gonna be awesome. So all in all, this entire swap is gonna be relatively easy, honestly. I just need to pull the entire harness, engine, gauge cluster, everything off of that bike, throw it onto this bike, and by doing that, I'm gonna need all of these parts, and this is what I've been waiting on to get started because I can't do it without these. I got a new shift lever here that is gonna be the adapter for the location of the Grom shifter, but on the 300 motor, it needs to be a little bit longer. Also, there's a rear sprocket in the back. Let me just show you guys what this is for. So, this right here is a very small chain. The 300, on the other hand, takes a much larger chain. So you can't use this same rear sprocket. Also, this is way too little teeth. So this is a 30-tooth, much larger rear sprocket for the bigger chain because the rear sprocket needs to be changed. This right here, I believe, hopefully is for the air box. I think this is basically going to allow for an air filter to be bolted onto the motor because the air filter on the 300 motor is actually at the top instead of in the front like on these Groms. And I'm hoping that this little adapter here is gonna hopefully not make me have to cut holes in the Grom's fairings to fit an air filter. And again, this header right here is gonna be for once I put the 300 motor into the Grom, it will allow for the exhaust, because right now the exhaust is underneath it. But once I change out to the 300 motor, the exhaust is going to be up front here, so the header is going to have to come off the front, down, all the way around, and then come back out right here. I'm going to try to be able to salvage this same little piping here and maybe cut it and weld it onto the new header or something like that, but we're going to try to keep this exhaust. That's why I didn't order an actual exhaust for this yet. I'm gonna try and salvage the muffler and put it on the 300 swap. So anyways, guys, all the pieces and components that I need to get this motor out of this bike and throw it into this Grom and make a super Grom is finally here. I have been itching to get started on this swap for so long, but obviously I can't get started without those pieces right there. Only thing that's really gonna suck is that I'm going to have to take everything off of both bikes, strip them down to basically just the frames, and then get started swapping all the pieces over. So there's gonna be a huge mess inside of this garage for probably a few days at least. But if you thought that that was the only thing coming in for the Groms, then you're wrong. Give me just a little bit. Let's wait on another box to get here, and then we're gonna talk once again. Well, fast forward a few hours later, I got tied up with some stuff, but check out what came in. I got my wrap. Let's open this thing up and see what it looks like. I know you guys are excited to check it out and see what color it is. Ugh. Oh. There we go. Check that color out. This is, I believe, what is called liquid metal blue. If you notice up close, it looks, I don't even really know how to describe this color. It is really, really neat. It is a really cool color. Let me open this thing up and take it out. Check that color out, man. In person, this color looks almost like a blue-green. It's almost like a chameleon color. I don't even know how to explain it. It is a beautiful color, though. So my plans were actually to take this color and wrap it onto the red Grom right here. But unfortunately, the color that I was gonna do on the black Grom was not in stock at all. So we're gonna temporarily maybe change up the color. So for right now, I'm gonna be wrapping it this blue color and doing the motor swap, but until it comes back in stock, this is the color that it's gonna be, and I'm gonna eventually wrap the black Grom in the original color that is a secret right now. They just came out with this color, and they don't even have it in stock. It's sold out that fast. So the black Grom is gonna be this blue color for right now, and then eventually I'm gonna wrap the red Grom in this color, which I originally planned to do. I don't know, I might like it. So long story short, we're gonna be wrapping the Grom forks. We're gonna be putting these front turn signals on. We're gonna be wrapping the entire bike's fairings while they're off of the bike, since we have to take them off anyways to do the motor swap. We're gonna be having a Grom that is going to be capable of doing 100+ miles an hour whenever they are only rated for like 50. Plus we get to wrap it a really cool color for right now until the wrap comes back in stock. I can't leave it just a regular looking Grom, so it's got to be really cool and flashy. So with the 300 swap, that color is the only thing that I could find for temporary use that would actually fit the build. I wonder how long this video is. Should we go ahead and get started on the swap today? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. So this is not going to be needed obviously until much later, and I don't think I'll need any of this actually until a lot later. The main thing that I'm going to have to get started doing on this Grom is basically just disassembling everything off of it. That's going to be a lot more difficult than what it sounds like, I'd think, but hopefully it won't be that bad. So basically the first thing that I'm going to get started on doing is just taking off all of the fairings. I want to take off the handlebars, take off the headlight, the seat, just every piece of plastic that is on this bike that needs to come off. I'm going to go ahead and get started doing that. And then a little bit later on, I'm going to loosen up the chain and stuff like that and just get the motor prepped to take out. I'm not sure if I'm going to have time to take it out today. The sun is going down rather quickly. I do have one light in here, but it is not all that bright. So I would rather wait until the daytime and do it next video. But we can get a little bit done as much as possible, at least for today. Let me move the 300 out of the way. This is the donor bike that we're going to be taking the motor out of. And now we can focus on getting started with this thing. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is take this rear seat off, move it out of the way. I'm gonna have to dedicate a certain spot in here to be able to do this because it's gonna be a lot of pieces. So the next thing that I'm gonna do is go ahead and take off all of these side panels right here and get those removed. And it looks like an Allen head and a Phillips head screwdriver holds all of this in place. So let me go grab that. Grab my little Allen bits and then grab my screwdriver. Also for this, I'm going to be using my little magnetic tray so I can keep track of all of my bolts. And nothing on this bike is steel. I forgot it's all aluminum. Oh, hey, buddy.
Hey, look what I got. I got me a snack.
Oh, that's good. You coming to help me swap a motor?
Yeah, I guess so.
Daniel's got another air temperature sensor for his Grom, so I guess he's going to move that in here and do that while I'm taking out the fairing pieces. Wow, okay. That actually came out a lot easier than I was expecting. That was literally, that's all that I've had to take out. 3 or 4 bolts and 2 push pins. That's not bad at all. So now that I have this off, these gloss black pieces are gonna be the ones that I'm gonna be wrapping in this color. How in the world is a 300 motor gonna fit in here, bruh? This is insane. I guess I'm gonna take off the hand controls here since I don't need these hand controls. I'm gonna be using the 300's hand controls and everything. Let me grab this 8mm and we'll get started removing this brake reservoir right here. Let me move this out of the way. Get off of there. Okay, so let me lay this out of the way now. So now we have the brake handle disconnected and off of the bike. The next thing that I need to do is take off this throttle, and I believe that there is just, 1 and 2 Phillips head screws that are holding that on. 1 bolt and 2 bolts. Oh yeah, and I forgot to get this throttle off. I gotta take off this bar end here. So we got that bar end out of the way. Let's Take the zip tie off that's holding this wire harness onto the handlebars. And then the throttle should just slide off just like that. There we go. So now I'm gonna thread these bolts back into the throttle tube just to keep the throttle tube together and it's not falling apart. Okay, so now I'm taking off this wiring for the throttle cables right now. Then I guess before I can go any further, I need to take off this headlight and everything. So let me go ahead and remove this little boomerang here on the side. This is gonna be so much fun. I can't wait. This is gonna be a lot of work, but dang, it's gonna be great. Okay, blinker is off of the side and disconnect this blinker harness. I don't even know if this has been done on YouTube before. I couldn't find anything about it. So that side blinker is disconnected. Oh, this feels so weird. This is getting really naked. I'm trying to disconnect the wiring harness from the back of this headlight. There we go. Okay, so that comes out and now we can disconnect the headlight connector and check that out. Just like that, the entire headlight is taken out along with these boomerangs here. So I can set all of this out of the way as well. So now we've got the fairing piece, the seat, both front blinkers, as well as the headlight here. And this thing is looking really bare really quickly. So now let's go on this side right here and continue to take off all of the remaining pieces. I'm gonna take off this little bar end mirror right here so I can get access to taking off this grip and everything on this side. Actually, honestly, I might not even need to take this off. Nope, I don't need to do this. Well, okay, there we go. I'm gonna take these bolts off and loosen this up, and then we're gonna drop this clutch lever down because we have to take all the handlebar controls off once again, like I said earlier. And once again, just so I don't lose these bolts and everything, I'm gonna stick it back into this lever right here. Okay, so the clutch lever is completely disconnected now, so I can lay this out of the way. Now there's another zip tie holding on this section of the wiring harness to the handlebars here. We are definitely getting somewhere now. Now I'm gonna take off this left side handlebar controls. Just like that, this side is out now. So let me go ahead and tighten all of this back up once again to keep both halves together. That way we don't lose anything. There's a few different clips and such that is holding these wires in place, but I'm slowly but surely getting them unraveled. One of the last things that I need to do is, like I was saying, I can't reuse this same instrument cluster, so I'm gonna be taking the one off of the 300 and reusing it on here, and it actually bolts up directly in the same spot. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove this one. And bam, there you go. It comes right out just like that, nice and easy. So once again, I'm gonna replace these bolts so I don't lose them. That's the easiest way to keep track of the bolts, is to just put them back in where they belong. So now I can go ahead and take off this dust cover right here and remove the connector that's holding this harness onto the gauge cluster. So push that clip down, and there we go. We have the complete gauge cluster removed out of the bike. And check it out, I believe that all of the harness from the front is completely removed now. I can go ahead and take out this giant plug that is holding it both together right here. Okay, so this, what I just now disconnected, is for the ignition switch. Now this is the only part on this entire bike that I'm actually gonna have to splice into, because the wires from the ignition switch on this 300 are not the same as the ignition switch on the Grom. So I'm gonna have to splice into that, but that's no big deal. Luckily, I'm no noob to splicing into things and making it work, so that's good. Franken-Grom. This thing is ugly. I need a name for this project. What do you want to call it?
Dom.
Dom.
D-O-M.
Why Dom?
Dom the Grom.
Dom the Grom. I'm gonna go ahead and finish taking off this side's fairings, just so I can get these out of the way and be able to have a better view of the engine and everything. It is getting dark pretty quickly, unfortunately. Dom the 300 Grom. And just like that, I've got another side fairing off. This thing is seriously hideous now. Oh my gosh. That's what they look like almost together, and this is just like disgusting. Let me go ahead and continue taking off this air box right here. I really have no idea what this is. Okay, I'm confused. I am confusion. Yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
Air box is out. Sweet. Yeah, this is a lot more complex than I thought it was gonna be. I wonder if it's just gonna dump raw fuel everywhere, or if I can take it off. I wonder how much gas is in here. Wow. It worked. Well, I'm learning a lot really quickly, and the main thing that I'm learning here is that there is a lot of wires in here. Like a lot. Oh no, I didn't sign up for easy though. Right now I'm just trying to take off this belly pan piece here for the fairing that goes underneath the engine, just so I can get a little bit better access to the motor itself. And here we go. So I've got that little belly pan piece out. I figured that it was gonna take, I don't know, not that much time, but I realize now that this is gonna be a lot more time consuming than what I was initially expecting. I see now how this is gonna be a lot of fun. Got an O2 sensor here. I believe this is the O2 sensor plug. Well, it's getting kind of hard to see and a little bit dark, so I might end this video right here and continue working on this tomorrow. I need to pick up a lot of this stuff anyways. We rather quickly have gotten this thing stripped down to basically nothing. We are really deep into this pretty quickly, so it hopefully won't take that long, but there is a lot of stuff that is involved in this swap I see now. But hopefully next video, at least my goal is to get this motor out of this bike and at least start disassembling the 300 and get it ready to go. And then once I can get that motor out of the 300, it's gonna be, I think, pretty easy to get it put into here because I've already got the engine mount bolts, so I pretty much just have to bolt it up and it should be good. So hopefully everything goes smoothly after that. That is gonna be a giant motor to fit in this tiny little bike though. That is gonna be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this segment, the first part of trying to get this Grom to 40 horsepower. Hopefully next time I can also take off this rear fairing here and get started on wrapping all of the fairings with that blue color right there. That's gonna be interesting too. I really suck at wrapping, but I'm gonna give it my best shot.
It adds character.
Oh yeah, it's gonna add character for sure. This is gonna be a bike with a whole lot of character. Thank you so much for watching. Go check out some of my other videos and subscribe if you haven't already. Drop this video a like for Dom, the 300 Grom, I guess is what we're gonna roll with. Comment down below and let me know what you think about this monstrosity so far, and I really hope that this is gonna be really fun once we get it together, because I think we can lower it down, stretch it a little bit, and hopefully put some nitrous on it and go race it at the drag strip or something. I'm so serious, we're gonna make this thing fast. Anyways guys, thank you so much for watching. That's gonna be all.